Right, let's go. I feel like it's getting harder for me to squeeze through this door. That's a worrying thing. It just expands and forces extra water out, but my catchment thing is now full.
My brother messaged me.
Oh, right.
He came after work. I met him at the bridge.
So does he have a plan in terms of moving on?
No.
Maybe then, Kev, what we could do is pop into that little pub there for a pint or two on Wednesday night. You don't have to go crazy, mate, just pop over for a couple. I know you're not a massive drinker. Hello, is he a stray dog, Kev? Oh, he belongs to that lady. Why is he waiting here, do you think? That's a bit weird, isn't it?
I ain't walking all the way down there in the mud.
He's got his collar and everything, so he is with her, but...
I'm not walking down there in that mud.
Don't you think that's a bit weird for someone to walk 300 yards and not look and see if the dog's with them? Probably a youngster. A youngster on their phone, like I'm not on my phone all the time. Here we go. Morning. Should we let you go first, Nana? You appear to be moving at a faster rate.
Yeah, I've got to be something.
Yeah, we shall let you press on.
Are you on holiday?
Sorry?
Are you on holiday?
Well, no, not exactly. Retired. We live on narrowboats up the...
Right.
Yeah, so just popping down for breakfast at the cafe there.
Right, to Granny's.
Yeah, I believe it's okay, isn't it?
I've been once or twice, but I know lots of people that...
Right, I think we might be okay. Oh, you're going to wait for him? Yeah. There we go.
You know, the plumber is fitting my bathroom.
Right.
You can get through this way if you like.
Oh, really?
It might be a few steps further.
It's not so...
Right to the end here, through the churchyard.
Okay. See, the way I know is on the road,
Yeah.
which might be a bit simpler.
Yeah.
Save the navigation. But there isn't...
Yeah, if you want to try it on the way back.
I think for on the way back we'll do that.
In the churchyard.
Right.
Yeah, walk right past the church door.
Yeah.
Turn left when you get to the canal, and you come out of it.
And just come through here. Fantastic. Thanks for the tip, madam. Have a nice morning. Well, she was nice, wasn't she, Kev? Seeing as we're under a bit of time pressure, I called them up to see if they were open, just to make sure, you know. I don't trust Google so much anymore after those chip shop incidents. Yeah, so anyway, Granny, I don't know who Granny is, but he certainly sounds like he's about 40, which is odd for a granny. Yeah, well spotted, Kev, as long as we've got an exit down there, which I think we have. Yeah, so if it was Granny who answered the phone, then Granny is 40 years old and male. So I'm just a bit wary of going into very crowded places, small crowded places now, in case I catch some version of what you had. Because honestly, mate, that's the last thing I need. Looking at what it did to you. Oh, by the way, Kev, I said that I thought that was the River Nene that we crossed over. I think this is the early River Nene, some kind of drainage sluice thing there. But this is the early part of the river. It looks quite clean as well, to be fair. Looks nice. Right, which way are we going? But it's just here somewhere.
Nobody in there.
Oh, right. There we go. Oh, we beat the rush anyway. Should we go in there? Yeah. Cheers. Morning. So I already know, because I looked at the venue, so I know where I'm having. Did you find the menu online, Kev?
I didn't look. No.
Oh.
I spend most of the time looking for the bloody.
Look for your keys.
I can't understand. Because I was on the floor looking under all the cupboards, look all around the engine and everything. But it was underneath the newspapers. Now how did it get there? Because I read the newspapers before starting the engine.
You've moved them. Honestly, I've done it so many times. Some item that I always put in the same place, and for some reason, I'll just get distracted. A moment's distraction. Morning.
Can I get you a drink? The only thing is we can't do cappuccinos.
I just want a tea anyway.
Just a tea?
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? We're ready to order anyway, to be honest, aren't we, Kev? Yeah, if that's okay. Yeah, save a bit of time, won't it?
Yeah, the
Regular?
yeah, the weed and regular.
And would you like toast, bed and butter or fried bread?
So what we're going to hear now, viewers, is the tale of the key that was lost. So, talk us through it, Kev.
Well,
Why don't you have a spare key?
Well,
You know. Anyway, no, let's not do that.
yeah. Well, no, I ran the engine Saturday afternoon, late afternoon.
This feels like a Sherlock Holmes story now.
So I ran the engine Saturday afternoon for 1 hour and a half. And I switched it off,
Right.
as I normally do.
Okay.
Tea?
There we go. That's for you, my good sir.
That's yours, darling.
Thank you very much,
Okay,
madam.
enjoy
You're very
your
kind.
rest.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
So,
And I take the key out, and I've got a little hook by the galley window, kitchen galley window.
hook
And
by the window.
And it always goes on there.
Remember the facts, folks. Hook by the
Always
window.
on that.
It's always there.
18 months.
Except this time it wasn't.
18 months I've been on the boat, it's always gone back
It's always
on that
been
hook.
there.
And then yesterday, because you were starting your engine, I thought, well, I'll give mine a run as well.
Ah, right. So I'm connected into this
Well,
drama.
because otherwise,
It was my fault, really.
otherwise I'm sitting there listening to your engine. So I thought, well, I'd run my engine, but I couldn't find the key.
Deflection, right? Now it's my fault here, which I'm not convinced of. But go on.
Well, I couldn't find it. It was not on the hook. And it
Hang
was,
on. So you stop the engine.
Yeah.
We need to rewind, Kev. We need the facts.
Yeah, but I don't know. I stopped the engine as
You
per
stop the
normal.
engine. And
I took the key out.
but the keys ended up on a worktop, did it, or on a seat?
No, I've got 2 or 3 days of newspapers, because I use the newspapers when I'm starting the fire. And it
was underneath them.
yeah, but I'd searched the boat. I'd been on my hands and knees looking under
Well, you
water.
hadn't looked under the newspapers, clearly.
No, that was the last place I looked.
I should have had a career in the police. I think I would have been.
But
I
I
would have been
checked all the
crap.
shelves, which are empty now because I put stuff away.
Yeah.
So all my shelves are empty.
So okay, let's reconstruct the crime as
Checked
best we
round the
can.
engine, looked round the engine in case I dropped it.
No, Kevin, the viewers, right? Apologies, viewers, but the viewers don't want to know where you looked and didn't find it, right? It's interesting to us, but it's not interesting to you. What the viewers want to know is the circumstances of the finding. So it was found underneath the pile of newspapers on a seat, essentially.
Yeah, no, I've got a set of tables, you know,
Set of
3
tables.
tables, you pull them out, one,
Right.
2, 3.
So what's happened is
But how did it get underneath them?
exactly right. So here's my theory, right? Bear with me. My theory is you came in after running the engine. Something slightly distracted you on the way in. Perhaps a text message arrived.
Might have been you saying, come out the front.
Yeah, again, my fault. You see what's happening here? I'm being dragged into this. It wasn't my fault. So, text message arrives. You get distracted and start answering it. Absent-mindedly, you place the key down so you can just get both hands on the phone. Just for a moment, you put it down, thinking I'll put it up there later. And you answer my text.
But I've walked past the hook to get to the newspaper, so I would have had it in the app.
It depends when the text message arrived.
Yeah.
If it arrived as you were entering the boat, then your mind's on the phone, and you just, Anyway, so that's what I'm guessing. You put it down on the table, and then you've forgotten it's there. You've thought it's hanging up. You've forgotten all about it. Do you see what I mean?
But it wasn't just under Sunday's newspaper. It was under the 2 or 3 which are there. So it was Because I lifted them up, and there it was on the table.
I'm sorry, viewers. I thought this would be a thrilling tale, a detective tale. I'm not sure how thrilling this is going to be, but we'll persist. So, my theory's rubbish, is what we're saying.
Somebody had lifted up all the newspapers.
Somebody had lifted up. Somebody. Hang on, Kev. Nobody stepped inside that boat for the last 2 weeks except you.
I wouldn't have done that myself.
No, but the word somebody implies there's a possibility that somebody else, other than you, did this. That's not the case, is it?
Why would I have lifted up all the newspapers, put the key there, and then put all the newspapers back on it?
Why would you... Right, hang on. Sorry, I missed that bit. I've just missed this bit. So, what you're saying, it was on top of one newspaper to start with?
No. It was underneath. Like, there's all the newspapers. There's like a few.
So, for the purpose of the reconstruction, these are the newspapers?
These are newspapers. Okay. There's the table. The little table.
I'm with you so far.
And there was the key underneath all these newspapers.
So my theory could still be the case where they weren't there to start with, the newspapers.
Well, they have been there since I read them last week.
No, but now you say that, right? How do you know, when you've been tidying that boat, how do you know you haven't just lifted them for 5 minutes? You know, somewhere else, even for 20 minutes they've been somewhere else. And during that time, when you came in from the stern, you just plonked the key down. That's got to have been the way it happened, isn't it?
No, because them newspapers would have been somewhere else, wouldn't they? For me to put the key there.
Yeah, and so they've been somewhere else that evening.
No, they weren't though. They're there.
So that evening, all that evening, those keys were on the table.
Yeah. And Sunday newspaper was the top one because I read that in the morning and early afternoon before starting the engine. So once I read it, I didn't touch it again.
So what you're saying is you know for a fact that the newspapers were on the table at the time you came in from the stern, switched the engine on, and you would have literally physically had to lift them up.
I would have had to lift it, not just the one, but the 2 or 3 which are there. I would have had to lift them all.
This is turning into the X-Files now.
So, somebody's put that key there.
Somebody's put the key there.
And then put the newspaper back. And then I sat back in my chair, and for some reason, I picked up all the newspapers, and there it was.
You see, there's only 2 possibilities, Kevin, right? Either you've gone completely senile, or more senile, or and just lost your mind, right? And literally lifted, or you've got a poltergeist on the boat. No, so that is weird. Do you know what? I've been wondering why you were so kerfuffled about it all, and I get it now, because that is weird. So for it to be underneath something.
Several newspapers, and there it was.
Okay.
On the table. So that's what I can't understand how it got there, or why it's there.
Well, Detective Tony's...
And why have I walked past my book and me hand when I'm on?
Well, that could be distracted by the phone.
Yeah.
And if you're really distracted by the phone, you could even absent-mindedly lift a newspaper.
Yeah, but I didn't lift the one. I would have lifted several.
Yeah, you could have lifted them all. It's one of those things, right? You know what it's like? You know when you're distracted by something important. Maybe your brother was texting you saying, what day are we going? And you've been focused completely on, what day? We'll go Tuesday. And your brain is not working at all, and you've just lifted. I know it sounds unlikely, but that must have been what's happened. You've been distracted and lifted them.
I would have had the key in the hand to lift the newspaper.
Oh, and the phone in the other hand.
Yeah, so I would have had the key in my hand, put it down and then put the newspaper on. I wouldn't have done that.
You just know, because you've got the phone in one hand anyway.
Yeah, and I've got the key in the
Oh my God, this is crazy.
I've only got 2 hands.
So to absent-mindedly put the key under the newspaper, you would have had to put the phone down.
I would have had to put the key somewhere else.
Yeah.
Lift the newspaper up, then pick the key up and put it back.
Or put the phone down and lift with 2 hands, because it's a 2-handed job. So I must go back to my previous guess that the table was clear. Your memory is telling you that the newspapers were there.
They're always there. The table's not been clear for months.
Honestly, mate, yeah.
Yeah, because it's always got the newspapers on, because it's directly opposite the fire.
At no point in them couple of days, it didn't even shift for 5 minutes.
No, because that table, because you've got the pull-out one and then you got another one, and then you know, it's a set of 3. And that's always got the newspapers on, because it's just directly across from the fire. Because when I do the fire, I get newspapers scrunching.
Do you know something? I started off this investigation treating it as a joke, Kevin. But now, we got a serious issue.
Because I searched all the, well, you know, I searched that boat, looking everywhere, I'm looking around the engine.
Well, Kevin, I haven't been flummoxed for some time, but I declare myself officially flummoxed by this.
So am I.
Because the phone is in one and the keys are in the other. The newspapers lift up, the key goes underneath. With the phone in hand, that's too complicated for you to do it.
One newspaper,
Yeah.
like 3 or 4.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll have to declare it a mystery unsolved.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't know.
And
I don't even have a theory.
Yeah, and that table's never been, it's not been clear because it's
No.
got newspapers on it.
Oh, we've all got a table like that.
Yeah.
We've all got a table
But it's
like that.
just across from me fire.